Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host Chris, and of course we had a wild weekend for Marvel updates. We were given the entire slate for Phase 5, and we saw the dates and a few projects for Phase 6. But the big question that remains following all of the excitement of 2 new Avengers movies, the Thunderbolts being officially announced, and many other exciting projects is what fills in the holes for Phase 6, and of course, when will we be getting this update? Now, if you aren't privy to this information, Disney Plus Day and D-23 are happening in September. They're following each other in succession. It's going to be where we get the rest of this information. During Disney Plus Day, Marvel is going to take time to announce some of their projects. Also during D-23, the massive expo where Disney as a whole gives us updates for the future, you better believe Marvel's not going to miss out on an opportunity to shine there either. So, the continuation of Phase 6 will be given to us during this event in September, but what is it we should expect to fill in these holes? There are 8 projects in Phase 6 alone that haven't been announced, and Marvel's actually starting to announce projects ahead of time, but not giving them release dates or phase slots, and sometimes even any other information other than a logo and an announcement. So there's even more we could get beyond Phase 6, as it's been confirmed that Marvel Studios has the next 10 years plotted out. Yes, they have the roadmap until 2032, all of the movies they're planning on releasing. So there are a ton of unannounced projects and secrets still to be revealed. So stay tuned if you want to hear everything that could fill in this Phase 6 slot, and what else you could expect to be revealed to us during Disney Plus Day and D23 in September. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our other major movie and television news updates happening daily here on the channel. You can also follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. Links to both of those are in the description down below. So let's start. Phase 6. We have an awesome slate here already with the Fantastic Four and 2 Avengers movies happening within months of each other. There's a lot of reasons to be excited. Keep in mind, when Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame came out, there was a year separating these 2 releases. So having one movie come out and then months later, the next, that's pretty insane and definitely something that should have everybody really hyped. And it's a detail maybe not everybody's been noticing, so that is important to keep in mind. But what are we missing out on? There are a few obvious things to mention, like Deadpool 3. It was heavily rumored that Ryan Reynolds was going to show up to this San Diego Comic-Con and announce the Deadpool 3 movie and its title, which isn't meant to be Deadpool 3, but Deadpool something else. Deadpool Enter the MCU, Deadpool Kills the Fox Universe, whatever it is they're planning on calling it. That did not happen at this San Diego Comic-Con. I would almost certainly expect it to be announced at D23. This is a project that they have rolling. They have writers, they have a script. They're going to be getting ready to start filming very soon. So Deadpool 3 is certainly something that at D23 you can expect to hear from. Mutants and X-Men. This is another thing that we heard nothing about at SDCC, but that's not all bad. Keep in mind they did want to have a project ready to announce for Disney Plus Day, for D23, and Mutants and X-Men is equally exciting for many as Fantastic Four. Now, the Fantastic Four are slightly more ahead in appearances in the MCU because Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four showed up, but Professor X was also there, and although he played a slightly smaller role, I guess, both of them played pretty irrelevant roles as far as the main MCU goes. For starters, they're both dead, and moving on past that, the continuation of the Fantastic Four or the X-Men will have nothing to do from their appearances. So X-Men is only slightly behind Fantastic Four in that Fantastic Four has a release date already. But we will be getting a Mutants update, I hope. This one I cannot say for certainty, but I would hope some type of Mutants or X-Men update during Disney Plus Day or D23. You also have to remember that What If Season 2 and Season 3 have both been announced, but this did not show up anywhere on the Phase 5 or Phase 6 slate. So one of these projects might be What If Season 2 or Season 3. Not sure if they've kept it without a date so that they can add it on later on. It'll be part of Phase 5, but they don't have a date for it, or if they're going to push it all the way back to Phase 6. But we know we're getting Phase 2 and Phase 3, or Season 2 and Season 3 of What If, and also Marvel Zombies, neither of which did show up. We also have Armor Wars, which I've been hearing and reading a ton of comments and questions about. Is this still happening? The answer is yes. The creators, writers of this did hit to Instagram, and they posted a story saying, don't worry, Armor Wars is still happening. I know a lot of people have been asking that question, so there's your answer directly from the source. We also have a few other big movies that could be mentioned. Shang-Chi 2 for starters, which has been officially confirmed by Marvel to be happening, but we have no updates beyond that. Also remember, Eternals 2 has been officially confirmed, and something with that might tie into either the craziness of the incursion, Secret Wars, which has been announced, so there might be some furthering of the plot of the Eternals that they want to get kind of a base down for before Secret War begins. It's really hard to say because the projects they choose to include prior to Secret Wars are going to be extremely and nominally important for that release. They're having this huge major Avengers and Secret Wars event. It's happening sooner than we expected. We definitely thought we would be a little bit further out with the release of this, but here we are getting ready for it. So these projects that are going to fall into Phase 6 will have a very big importance for the inclusion and creation of that. With that being said, Doctor Strange 3, I think, is a real contender to potentially be dropping during Phase 6. They have more than enough time to write, film, edit, and get it all together. And if you keep in mind, at the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Clea was introduced and she was talking about incursions. Well, Secret Wars is basically the incursion of all incursions, depending on how they plan on doing the story, but in the comics, it's a massive incursion that causes everything to fall into one world, Battle World, thus creating Secret Wars Battle World. And in this story, Doctor Doom is in charge of everything going on. He even has different legions and the Thor Corps and all sorts of different governmental establishments in order to keep reign and power. And all versions of different variants are fighting amongst themselves, against each other, teaming up. It's a lot of fun, and I'm curious how they're planning on getting us there. But maybe the incursion that was teased at the end of Doctor Strange 2 and potentially explained on before the release of Secret Wars in Doctor Strange 3 will be a very important aspect for that. We also have to keep in mind that in the background and very, very subtly, the Young Avengers is being created. We have all sorts of contenders from America Chavez to Kate Bishop and few others who will be continuously introduced into the MCU, potentially Iron Lad and who knows who else. As these projects continue to grow and to be created, a whole group of awesome teenagers, the Young Avengers, is something that could very well be announced at D-23. Now, if the Young Avengers don't release during Phase 6, that doesn't mean we can't get the official announcement. Keep in mind that all throughout Phase 4, Disney has been giving us updates. Kevin Feige has been giving us updates. Expect this. There's a Wakanda series that's out there. There's Armor Wars that's coming. There's an Okoye series. All sorts of different projects that have been announced but haven't been given any further information. Until just recently, we've known a Fantastic Four project was coming and that it was going to be directed by John Watts, but we didn't have a release date or any other further information. Now, thanks to San Diego Comic-Con 2022, we know that the Fantastic Four date is here, we know the movie is coming, and that is a further update for us for that specific project. But there are many others out there that we've heard about, that we've had confirmations for, that we've heard rumors about, that have been leaked by big sources like Hollywood Reporter, Variety, or Deadline, but not officially confirmed. And we also know that at one point a few months ago, Disney had over 40 Marvel projects currently planned to create and happen. We knew about 22 of them at the time. Now we know a little bit more, but there are still several more projects. Just remember, Marvel has until 2032 planned out. They have the map, and it sounds like we're going to get some pretty crazy stuff since Phase 6 is introducing Secret Wars. All this and much, much more is ready to be announced at Disney Plus Day and D23, so get excited, and hopefully we can get some freaking Deadpool news already. Let me know what you're most excited for in the comment section down below. Is it Mutants? Is it Armor Wars? Deadpool 3? Shang-Chi 2? Any of the above and more? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched till the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. And I'll catch all of you guys in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.